Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Hi. Hi. I got here as fast as I could. I got here as fast as I could, okay? I need a minute, okay? I need a minute. The run was exhausting. I had a moment to catch my breath where I set up the waiting room, so I'm okay now. But Jesus, I've never run so fast in my life. So I woke up, still got my cough. Fuck. I woke up just a little bit ago. I'm sorry I was late. I had an idea to stream, to talk to you guys, and I tweeted about it the other day. I'm a bit later than the time I thought because I slept in. When I slept in, I had I had a really interesting dream. Hang on. Shit. Let me double back a sec, okay? So, I went back to the monastery recently because I woke up a few days ago and I had a nightmare. And I didn't tell you what happened, so I'm going to tell you now. In the nightmare that I had, I was just like myself, and I was walking around my castle. I was walking around the castle, but it was full of all of you, as in kindred from modern day. There was like, you know how dreams are. It's like there was always a lot of people who I recognized, like, oh, that's this person with that name, and that's this person. Even though maybe you looked weird or looked different, I could tell that it was all of you guys who were alive today were in the castle, and I was there. And it was like big me, big. And I was like stomping around, and I was saying hi to everyone. But it was just like in the Demon Hungers, when that scene where I kind of look up and see myself on the roof. It happened again. It happened again, but this time me in the big body was down on the ground, and I looked up and I saw my smaller self on the roof. And same old shit, right? Like, jump down, watch the violence happen, and I felt powerless to stop it. But it was horrible in the moment, but I felt like I had that dream for a reason. So I went back up north to Ormar, went back to my dorm, and then went back out onto the cliff to think about it. And what I think that the dream was trying to tell me, and that I realized the other night, was that I'm so afraid of doing harm to people, but I must divorce myself of the idea that I can only do harm when I'm in this larger body. I need to feel less afraid of it, and I need to understand that I'm not the only person in the world capable of doing harm on that scale, and that it doesn't matter really whether I cause physical harm or emotional harm. No matter what I look like, really my potential is about the same. So my isolation, my self-imposed exile, really keeps no one any more safe than they should be. If I avoid interacting with people, yes, it may, in some superficial sense, keep people safe to a certain extent. But in a way, I think I realized that I harmed people a lot more than I should have. And the moment that I was out on the cliff, the moment I was out there and the moment I opened my eyes after I realized that, the monk who welcomed me, the one who brought me inside in the first place, the one who guided me up onto the cliff, he was there. Like, right as I had figured that out, right as I felt like I'd really had a little bit of an epiphany there, he was there. And I looked up, and he's a very, very comforting presence, usually. We've never exchanged a word. I assume he doesn't speak a word of English. But he placed his hand on my shoulder, and he looked into my eyes. And I can't really describe why, but in that moment I felt really scared. It was literally like for a moment, just for a short 10-15 seconds, I felt completely frozen for a moment. And that I still don't understand. But then he took his hand off my shoulder and smiled, and he walked away. And I was like, fuck, I was scared. But then that night I thought about it, and I went to sleep, and I had a dream that I was in my castle again, and you were all there, and we were all safe. Everyone was doing well. And I woke up this morning. And you won't believe what happened. Oh, shit. Just overnight. I thought maybe it would take a little bit longer, but... Do you like that music I picked, by the way? Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, I missed you too. You've been here this whole time, but I missed you too. Oh, this is so silly. It's been... Oh, fuck. How long has it been? Like 7 or 8 months? I've never been so happy to be small. Every day, it was like, man, all these new Niji members joining are taller than me now. But you know what? Doppio, you can have it. Doppio, I'm proud of you, boy. Take the crown back, okay? You can have it. I don't want it anymore. Oh, God. Whew. I don't know if this was brought on by something. Normally it's just, passage of time, or how intensely I wear myself out and have to use up a lot of, a lot of energy. But this time I almost feel like it was brought on by my peace. You know, a sense of peace and calm. I spent ages hanging out with my best friends in the whole world, and we had a pizza party, just like we used to. It was like nothing had changed. And fuck, now I'm gonna be able to go home in a normal airplane seat without needing to duck to go everywhere. And I'm not gonna feel like people are weirdly scared of me now. Oh. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. It just... Boof. It just... Boof. It suddenly, I was... Literally, it was so weird. It was so weird because in my dorm it gets really cold, you know. And I've got some kind of like, not pajamas, but like, you know, I have bed clothes. I guess those are pajamas. And I woke up and they were all really loose and too big for me. And I was like, what happened? And I looked down and I was like, oh. I was like, oh. I don't even know what to say. I mean, it almost feels like it's bittersweet because I was learning to be okay with being really big. It's the first time in my whole life that I had felt okay and sociable and happy while I'm that size. Every other time has been like a moment of mad, you know, violent sort of, it's been a blur. I don't know if I have many clear memories of what it's like, so that all of that was so new. It was so new and it felt so scary. It felt so scary because I think getting to know you has been the first time, or one of the first times in my life when... How do I put this? I had to consider... Fuck, what is it? I had a point, but I've completely lost the words. Where I had to consider so much more than just my own strength. I had to consider, you know, the way that people viewed me, and I think that had always scared me. And I think that for a long time there was a part of me that wanted to know what it was like if you knew what I was really like and what I really looked like sometimes. I thought maybe this version of me wasn't enough sometimes. But I know that isn't true. You don't need to be the tallest. You don't need to be the strongest or the scariest. There's so much about you that makes you special. And I didn't know that before, but I do now. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who's dropped by. Thank you for the supers, everyone. If you just joined, I woke up this morning and I lost about 42 inches. Centimeters, I mean. I lost about 42 centimeters. Not in the area that you might think that I would have lost centimeters, but in perhaps somewhere more visible above the surface. Yeah. Nobody thinks about it in terms of centimeters, bruv. It's fine. This is so surreal. This is so weird. I haven't felt like this for such a long time. Oh. I feel presentable. Would have been negative pee-pee. Hey, you don't know that. You don't know that. I think I at least have one or two left. You don't know that. Hey. The challenge for me now is learning to feel a bit more okay with... I mean, I'm not even little. 178 is a perfectly respectable height for a man. It's above average, actually. Actually. Don't bully men whose height begins with 5. Not above average! Above! However much percentage of me that I lost would have been proportionally taken off of my lungs, and it's still got my fucking cough. God fucking damn it! Still got my fucking cough. Bruh. Ugh. 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 Are you gonna go back to making sussy ASMR? No. Because I don't want to get any community guideline strikes. But I might make ASMR again, because I think I quite enjoyed it. I think I did quite enjoy it in the end. I feel like such a fucking idiot. I don't really blame myself for having an intense emotional reaction to all of that, but I still feel like a fucking idiot for pushing back against you. For not appreciating how much you had done for me. I know, and I know you forgive me. I know you do. But I know what it's like to be fucking stupid, so. What I want to do now, more than anything, is to I love this song. What I want to do now more than anything is to try and earn your trust back, I think. What I want to do now is I want to slowly but surely relearn what it means to be me. because I think for so long, and at the moment, well, let's just say I'll have a lot more to say about this very soon. But I think that for a long time I felt obsessed with my own flaws, you know, and I was really obsessed with the fact that people should recognize that. And you know, I think I haven't talked about it enough, but another thing that I realized while I was out on that cliffside was that, well, it was just that. I'm obsessed with my own flaws, and I think almost being showered with so much love made me feel like something was really powerfully wrong. And I almost wanted to stop it, you know? It just felt so fundamentally wrong because I so thoroughly believed that I didn't deserve it. And you can see that. You can see that pattern for a long, long time. I don't know if I'm sure many of you were there. Way back when we hit 522K, and I was very emotional while we were playing Jump King, and I asked, you know, do I really deserve this? Like, why me? Why did you choose me over someone else? And at that time, harboring what I knew about myself and what you did not know, when it all came out after I released the film, the fact that I think really it was just the moment that I transformed for the first time, and to see people trying to calm me down, I just felt so confused. That anger, you know, when I lashed out and I said, how dare you, don't try to tell me that it's okay. I think the emotion I was feeling, it was this confusion that doubled up, and it rolled over on itself, and it evolved into just this raw anger, and I felt so upset and so angry because I'd imagined things to be quite different. Now, confusion's not a crime, I know. Confusion's not a crime, but it's how we respond to it that is our responsibility, and I did not respond to any of that in the right way. I scorned the love and the affection of people who have done nothing but support me. And now, at the very least, for the rest of the year, I really want to dedicate myself to healing that wound, to moving forward and getting it right again. Music as a paid actor, I know, I didn't even cue that up, it just came on at that moment. It just had that, like, peak right then. It's just a playlist. Jesus. So, yeah. If you'll have me, if you'll allow it, I will work really, really hard to be deserving of that affection again. Because I know I feel that way about you. But all I want to say for today is thank you all so much for waiting. I know that I may not be exactly the kind of person that you thought I was when you first decided to make me your Oshi. And sometimes I look different from how you might like, and that might be kind of scary sometimes. But I'm working on feeling better about who I am and what I'm capable of, and you have made me feel so loved. You have made me feel so loved. And I now want to make you feel loved as well. I love you. See you around.